Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And you know, for that matchup with Denver, it's a good checkpoint to see how they fare. It's the 5th contest on the year for them and a chance to evaluate where they stand.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randle out there with Gobert, and it's Conley in at the 1 spot. And for the Kings, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine, and it's Sabonis in at the 5. And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. And Edwards slams it in.
Goodness, Anthony Edwards, always on the attack. This guy is just so dynamic.
You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
So for the Timberwolves, their last game, a win against the Lakers. And here's Edwards, who's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. And that one, good. Edwards got 6.
Doesn't matter where on the floor Anthony Edwards is. That shot mechanic's so pretty, so fluid.
Ellis outside. Kings moving the ball around. Murray, no good. Timberwolves have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Bounce pass from Randle. Edwards against Ellis. From outside the arc. And Anthony Edwards again. He's got 9.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Ellis, the pass to DeRozan. To the inside. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis has filled out his frame, and if you need some physicality around the rim, this guy is willing to do it.
Edwards, that's good.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Mike Conley's leadership is huge for the Wolves. Rudy Gobert says his presence on the court, but especially in the locker room, is invaluable. Coach Chris Finch said he's given us everything and more. Conley says to have this kind of trust from everyone is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Kevin?
He is a class act. David, thanks. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. The Kings were not complacent this summer. They have added all-star DeMar DeRozan in a sign and trade. He brings even more firepower to an offense that was already among the league's best. And in the loaded Western Conference, the Kings knew they had to make moves to stay in the fight. DeRozan is one of the biggest signings in Kings franchise history, guys.
A tremendous addition. Shams, thanks for the update. Some changes here for the Kings. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Sabonis. And it's Malik Monk in for Ellis. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Edwards. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Monk. Shot to stop the run. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And Monk has proven that he is a terrific scorer from the perimeter. When he's in rhythm, he has no problem letting it fly.
A three for DiVincenzo. Monk grabs the board. The Kings trail by 7. And then LaVine with the chair.
Well, multiple-time winner of the slam dunk contest, LaVine has got a creative streak.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Now here's Randall. No scoring in this one. Unable to get that one. 51 seconds left in the first. Here's LaVine. Reed with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
DiVincenzo passes to Randall. That shot, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And the dunk by Valanciunas.
I tell you, you allow Jonas Valanciunas space and he will throw it down. He's got the size and length to make it look easy.
Randall passes to DiVincenzo. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
In the corner, it's LaVine. Misses the three. Randall from outside. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Murray for three. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for Minnesota. They kept going to him again and again. And he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
They've got Sabonis, Malik Monk out there with Carter. Then it's Trey Lyons. And it's LaRavia in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. Well, defensively, Doris, these Minnesota Timberwolves are really a cut above the rest.
They led the league in defensive rating in 2024. They have so many ways to shut down what you're trying to do offensively. Length, athleticism, rim protection, commitment, and great scheme. They are a nightmare.
Here's Monk. Anthony Edwards making his last shot. Laravia passes to Monk. Offline with his 3. Timberwolves leading by 14. Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stop.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Now here is Carter. Still scoreless. Right side Sabonis. And that's a foul called on Naz Reid. That's his first foul. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Ellis is checked in for Carter. And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. 5th, the Timberwolves.
Well, talk about rim protection. Last season, they were patrolling the paint, rejecting shots at will.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Pass to Wiles. To halt the run. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Edwards can't hit. And so Ellis will bring it up for Sacramento. It's a 16-point game. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
Now here's Gobert. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Yep, that one goes.
Gobert has a thin frame, but make no mistake, he is physical and he relishes contact.
And the slam dunk by Sabonis.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
Minnesota leading by 16. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA's 65 games requirement for postseason awards has drawn some criticism. But Adam Silver says, ultimately, this is about the fans and putting the best product forward. Load management was not working for us. This is having the desired effect. The guys are out on the floor. Kevin?
Yeah, they want to be on the floor, right? Keep them tuning in. Good stuff, DA. Thank you. And Minnesota has possession. Sacramento making their last shot. Count that one. 28 points for Anthony Edwards.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Kings trail by 18. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Monk, the pass to Laravia. Here's Wiles. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in. Wiles got his first points of the night.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. .153 left here in the second. Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
Timberwolves leading by 19. From the arc. And Valanciunas pulls it down. The Kings have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Kicks it out to Ellis. Lets it go from deep. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Well, just staying alert. Great setup that time by Levine.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. It's stolen by Monk. And now Sacramento on the break. Oh, the lob to DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down.
Well, that's executing an alley-oop if ever I saw one. DeMar DeRozan, he loves these highlight reel plays.
And the basket by Edwards.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
DeRozan, and he gets the bucket. DeRozan's got 4 this quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Edwards with it. 33 points for him. 1 second left. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice work.
And so it's Minnesota sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Back to the action in just a minute.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're going to the arc, drilling shots, making it look simple, even by today's standards.
Yeah, you'd think a defense now would be more prepared to guard the three-point line, but that hasn't been the case. And now an opportunity to check out the old social media feed. So Frisco Kev inquires, if you could pick any era to play in, which would it be?
Let me play back in the early days.
I like to see that too. The way early days when dunking was illegal. You might need to work on your fadeaway, big fella.
Yeah, my fadeaway's better than yours, Kenny.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's McDaniels in the 3 spot. And finished off by DeRozan.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan gets off his feet in a hurry. I love it.
Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that only scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
Well, you love that they've been able to rely on him time and time again. You love the effort here late.
Levine kicks to DeRozan. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. From 18 feet away, pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Edwards got 39.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Sabonis' screen on Conley. Here's Ellis. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Here's Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, what a good-looking stroke. Ready on the catch, Anthony Edwards. That jumper is nice.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Michael Conley is 3rd.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Levine finds Murray. Now Sabonis, defended by Gobert. Murray for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
To the paint, shoots from the baseline. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. Doris, it's great to see the excitement that surrounds women's basketball currently, isn't it?
It's great, Kevin, that these incredible players with a high skill level are being acknowledged, not only for that skill, but the quality of play, the competitive spirit of these women. They have worked as hard, and they should get as much recognition.
Sacramento making a switch here. Monk's checked in. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Timberwolves leading by 18. It's stolen by DeRozan. Monk, the pass to Sabonis. And the slam dunk by Sabonis.
I'll tell you, Domantas Sabonis has got some big-time athleticism. That's a pretty dunk.
Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stop.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. And so Levine will bring it up now for Sacramento. Murray outside. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. For 3, Edwards. Back to Conley. Fires away from outside. It's hauled in by the Kings.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Edwards got 47 points.
They are trying to close this out strong, and he's the man who's put you in this position.
Monk for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Anthony Edwards getting into that pull-up game. Nicely done.
Outside the Rosen. Back to Monk. And then Monk with the dunk.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like it drank for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Here's Edwards. Yet another bucket that gives him 51.
Making it look easy. It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Murray with it. Now defended by Gobert. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
A three-pointer is right on target. Edwards got 54 points.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Here's DeRozan. Julius Randle with the rebound. Here is Edwards. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's looking to make history here today. Who knows how many points he'll end up with when it's all said and done. We come back right. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Ellis. Levine is out there with Lyles. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Monk in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Here he goes. Misses off the right iron. Minnesota leading by 20. Here's Edwards. Here's DiVincenzo. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Levine dishes to Valanciunas. Poked away and stolen by DiVincenzo. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Alexander Walker passes to Reed. Shoots from the corner, and he makes that one. Edwards got 56 points in the game. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Timberwolves.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And some changes here for the Kings. Sabonis, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Murray comes in for Lyles. And it's DeRozan in for Malik Monk. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Miller. Daniels, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Mike Conley subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, in the first half, he was unstoppable from deep. Now, 2 more since the break.
And it's DeRozan missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Another bucket! Wow!
And what a night, arguably the best in franchise history.
Tying the franchise mark for most points in a game. The next basket breaks it. Levine wide open. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth. And good! There's another.
And never in the history of the franchise have we seen a game like this. He's putting on a remarkable performance.
It's their all-time single-game scoring record. Their fans will be reliving this game for a long, long time. Here's Ellis, and it's blocked by Conley. Randall finds Edwards. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread. And obviously, it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
And a wide open look here for Ellis. And nothing is falling for him right now. Edwards with it. Now guarded by Murray. And the basket by Edwards.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
You see the strength Levine's added to his frame allows him to fight through that physical D.
And that one, good.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Minnesota.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Randall. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for McDaniels. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. DeRozan inside. Edwards there. The second chance effort. Goes up again, and it's DeRozan missing.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
And the Timberwolves call time. They lead by 30. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Anthony Edwards.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Ellis outside. Pass to Sabonis. Stolen by Reed. Now DiVincenzo. For three, Edwards. And got it! Another basket.
Unreal. He's got the fourth most points ever in an NBA game. This man is on another planet.
I mean, what can you say? One of the all-time individual games in NBA history.
And honestly, guys, I don't know how you stop him. I mean, he's into the mid-70s scoring-wise. Wilt's 78, Kobe's 81, and Wilt's 100 are the only higher scoring games ever.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kevin. With Julius Randle. And Julius, you get it done at multiple ends. Where does your focus been in terms of approach?
Just taking what the defense gives me. I'm a lot more patient, let the game come to me. Don't really try to force things as much. Sometimes I get out of character, but just try my hardest to let the game come to me the most.
Well, you were a big...
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.